How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the Blu-rays and DVDs I bought in the month of April 2024. Overall, a pretty decent haul. I got 16 things, and 6 of them are Blu-rays and 10 of them are DVDs. Filled in some pretty cool holes, some movies I've been wanting, even got a couple seasons of a TV show that I'm almost got all the ones that they put out on DVD. So yeah, some cool stuff in there, and actually a few kind of big older releases. I shop primarily used media stores in order to save money, and the trick is give the movies a couple years, and then the Blu-rays usually wind up there. And I do have quite a few movies from, 2-3 years ago that I was able to get the Blu-rays on a pretty good price for. But without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys the movies, and we'll go through all of them. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at all the Blu-rays and DVDs I got during the month of April. Starting off with the Blu-rays first, and starting off with what I'm most excited for, Night of the Demons 3. This is from Scream Factory. I really do love Scream Factory's ability to put out a bunch of cool, semi-obscure horror movies. But Night of the Demons, the original, one of my favorite movies, and I have all the others on Blu-ray, 2 and the remake, and I really needed 3. It was getting super hard to find, and they actually put this out on Blu-ray a bit ago, but I was just unaware of it. So once I found out, I went down to my local media shop, and luckily they had a copy. We get Angela on the front there, and on the back it talks a bit about the movie. Yeah, this one isn't the best one. It's like a bunch of kids on the run from the law or something, and overall it's just not quite as well put together, not quite as scary, and not quite as fun. But it's still okay movie, but not as good as the first two. Inside case, same as the front, and the disc has a different picture of Angela there. Scary makeup version, and behind that we get a car going through the woods. So it's not a flipper cover, and I do wish they had made some like alternate cover art or something, but we do at least get a print on the back. So that's pretty cool. After that is probably one of the bigger horror releases that I hadn't had, one of the newer ones, and that is The Nun II. I really needed this to finish off my Conjuring collection. Every so often when they come out, I always try to grab them up and make sure I have all of them. This is the newest one. Fairly good. Not the best thing ever or anything, but the nun's back and 2 of our old characters are back. Actually, if you flip it to the back, that's really about all it says about the movie. But, there's some cool, there's this other creature they find in an abandoned, fallen down church and stuff. I remember it being okay, but I haven't seen it since the theater, so I'll have to rewatch it again. Really do love the Warner Brothers 100 up there. And again, same as the front, and a nice scary red disc. After that, we have 2 movies that I needed from Ghost House Pictures. Ghost House Pictures is Sam Raimi's production company, and I almost have all the stuff from the main Ghost House Pictures line. They did Ghost House Underground, which I'm still working on as well. But 2 from Ghost House. Let's start off with Don't Breathe 2. This is a pretty fun one. He has an adopted daughter, and she gets taken from him, and he has to go on this murder revenge quest. So kind of blurring horror and action, but a really good kind of hard grindhouse movie as he's fighting all these guys off. And of course the main bad guy is super threatening and intimidating as always. And cracking open the disc, and we can see it's the picture from the back there, Don't Breathe 2. After that, the other one we have from Ghost House is the newest entry in the Grudge franchise, simply titled The Grudge. They had it in The Untold Chapter, which I don't think is an official subtitle, but at least gives it something. But in this one, it's someone visited the Grudge house and then came back to America, and that causes like the curse to happen over here. It's shot really well, and I think the acting was pretty good, but yeah, it just wasn't super engaging. It's kind of a forgettable movie, but I think we have I think Lin Shaye is in this one. Yeah, so it's okay, just kind of forgettable, but now I think I have all the Grudge movies that are publicly available in America. There are definitely quite a few that are missing from over here. And we got a door that's not wanting to open. I opened it. There we go. And there's the disc coming out of the bathtub. Anyway, moving right along, I got 2 movies from a franchise that I had not been super quick to pick up. They're from the MonsterVerse. And the MonsterVerse, you know, I'm not the hugest fan of. I like more the classic Kong and Godzilla. But the new one came out, got me feeling nostalgic for it, and I picked up these 2 on Blu-ray. Godzilla, I think, is the best in the series. You know, he is off-screen a lot, and a lot of people thought Bryan Cranston would be the main character. And in turn, some of them were a little disappointed when the movie really focused more on his son. But I thought it was really cool, a really good, serious take on Godzilla. And I thought it was fun. But I had this on DVD before, and when I saw it at the store, a lot of this stuff, the Nun II until these 2, I was able to get pretty cheap at my used movie store. And that's sort of a way you can really save a lot of money, is once these movies have been out a few years and they're not super new, that's when you'll start to see them used, and usually for a pretty decent deal. After that, we have Kong Skull Island, which is one of the better ones. I think the first 2 are a little better, and we get basically, it's not exactly a remake of King Kong. It's a different group of people encountering Kong under different circumstances, and I think there's some fun music, and we got, you know, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, you know, some cool actors in here, and I remember it being fun enough, but yeah, not as good as the original and the Peter Jackson Kong. That was the best. I still haven't seen the 70s one. I need to watch that soon, but this is, of course, Blu-ray and DVD as well. And I'll use Kong and Godzilla to translate us into the DVD section, because I did pick up one more Godzilla movie on DVD, and that is Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Yeah, I am looking at unpacking all the Godzilla stuff. There's over 30 movies, so it's a lot to collect. But I saw this one at the store, and I'm like, you know what, let's grab one more Godzilla while we're here. And I am going to work on filling out the Monsters collection, so maybe next month we'll see more. But we get to see, I always loved on the old Godzilla movies, they would have these little indicators to show you which monsters were in there. So you get Mechagodzilla, Mothra, Godzilla, and Camoreus. Sorry, it's a little hard to read that one. But yeah, it looked like a fun one. I think this is from the Millennial Era, and the disc inside has Mechagodzilla and an ad for a bunch of the other movies celebrating 50 years. And this one came out a bit ago. Anyway, after that, I do have a Shudder release. This one's called Perpetrator. Had to pick it up. These red heads look pretty scary, and looks like a vampire probably. But it talks about how there's this girl, and she goes to live with her aunt, and on her 18th birthday, something very strange happens, and now she's looking for a figure called the Perpetrator, which, again, going from the fangs, probably a vampire, but looks fun. I think it looks like a, you know, you have a cover that grim and dark, probably a pretty cool, scary movie, and definitely wanting to check that one out. I am trying to collect all the Shudders, so when I see them coming into Walmart, I usually grab them up. After that, we have an Italian movie called Delirium, and it talks about how there's a psychologist and his wife, and they start to go on this path of insanity. And yeah, it says that there is 2 different versions, the US cut and the Italian cut, and it says that they're actually very different as far as subplots go, kind of like Lisa and the Devil and House of Exorcism maybe, but it says it has both of them on here, so I will definitely check it out and probably have to watch both versions. But yeah, there's the chapter select for both of them, and we get to see that the American version is 25 chapters, while the Italian is 28. So, have to check this one out. Do love a good crazy Italian horror movie, and this one is called Delirium. Anyway, after that, I have two movies that are actually print-on-demand movies, or at least that's what they look like. They're the purple disc. But we have one from the Universal Vault series, and this is Killdozer, which is a movie I wanted to pick up for a while. The idea that there's a haunted bulldozer that kills people, such a classic horror concept. And flip it to the back and it talks about how there's 6 guys on an island, an evil spirit somehow gets into the bulldozer and starts to pick them off one by one. Sounds pretty crazy, have to check it out. But yeah, good classic horror. Now, if we open this up, this has this blue disc. Oh, it feels weird to touch that. But it's a blue disc, but if we take it out, what I mean by print on demand is they have these purple ones. So I think the Universal Vault series was, they had a bunch of movies and you can go online and order them, or at least that's what I assume it is. So they had it where anyone could just, pick up Killdozer whenever they want, just fill out a little online form, and that way you can get more obscure titles out again. I'm all for it. But yeah, another one that is a purple disc, but I think this time it's because it's a smaller movie, is we have Earth Day, which I recently posted a review for on this channel, and yeah, it's not great. I was hoping it would be more of a slasher movie and more horror. Unfortunately, outside of the killer, it's not much horror, and a lot of what's going on here is just bad mid-2000s comedy. It really doesn't work, and you see unrated director's cut, it's not as graphic as you might think. But basically, you get this group of hippies, one of their friends died long ago, and now someone is picking them off, and we get like, the suspect is this guy named Hassan, who the police are racist and they think he did it. And then you get the main girl's father, who's like a crazy plastic surgeon and chasing her around. Like I said, bad early 2000s comedy. I do like that the disc is the frowny face. And might as well, since I talked about it a bit, show you that it is print-on-demand purple. I think that's just because this was an indie movie and not because it was in anything like Volt. But anyway, moving on from that, we have some multi-packs. This is America's Most Haunted, Some Legends Never Die. That's pretty cool. I was kind of hoping this would be a found footage movie, but I looked it up, it's sadly not. But America's Most Haunted, that's cool. Sounds like a TV show. And this pack has 4 bonus movies, some of which I know I've seen around before, but we also have Bay Coven, Midnight's Child, Daughter of Darkness with Anthony Perkins in it, and Haunted from Within. So, a nice little selection of movies. Sadly, though, all on one disc, and it's, of course, from Echo Bridge, who does a whole lot of this stuff. After that, a multi-pack that's just a double feature, but yeah, Exploitation Cinema, and we get a double feature of Cemetery Girls and Vampire Hookers. Yeah, there was a lot of, sleazy vampire movies back in the day, and flip it to the back and it looks pretty crazy. But, traveling wagon with a bunch of women, and they break down and meet Dracula, and this other one where there's a smooth-talking vampire with all his brides that lure men in. But we see the alternate title of Cemetery Girls as Count Dracula's Great Love, which I think Elvira covered, and Vampire Hookers has the name Sensuous Vampires, or Cemetery Girls, which is the same name as this one. Yay. But gotta love classic exploitation grindhouse cinema, and there's the disc for that. Again, both of them are on one disc, but I trust 2 movies on a disc way better than 5. Anyway, moving into the TV section now, I actually have 2 seasons of American Horror Story. Start off with Coven, which has a slipcase None of my other ones do, but Coven does. And we get to see the snakes going in and out of the mouths. American Horror Story always has some pretty crazy imagery. But this one I did see all of, and it's honestly more mutants because, like, only some people have special witch powers, which isn't actual witches, but they're all in, like, a school together, and, you know, it's kind of like X-Men but witches, and I remember it being okay. But we get the ad for Sleepy Hollow, Disc 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, all that extreme artwork there. But anyway, let's slide this back into its case, and then we have American Horror Story Freak Show. This is the one that would give us Twisty the Clown, a bunch of circus freaks, and the world's kind of against him, and you got, like, Sarah Paulson with 2 heads in this one. Yeah, kind of a crazy and extreme season. I did not see all of this one, and I really need to do a big American Horror Story rewatch. Crack it open, and we do have all the discs stacked on top of each other this time. This can be a bit of a pain in the butt to get to the disc on the bottom there, but you know what? At least they're all there and they're not scratched. But yeah, flippers are kind of nice unless they break. But anyway, having Coven and Freak Show, I have most of the seasons that are available on DVD. Roanoke is the last one that I don't have that's on DVD, but I think they go all the way to Apocalypse, and then maybe there were some DVDs printed, but I honestly can't find any on Amazon, and if you guys know of any, I would love to pick up them all on physical media, but I think it's just through Apocalypse. And anyway, the last thing I have, I picked up really quick because it was on clearance, but that is Masters of Horror Inprint. This is directed by Takashi Miike, and this is the one that was banned from cable broadcast, because, I don't know, I saw this episode, I don't remember much of it, but, you know, back in the day, but I don't remember it being that extreme. But like an American goes to Japan to look for his lost love again, and he, of course, finds, like, mysterious horror stuff along the way. Now, I picked this up, I do have the entirety of Masters of Horror on this set here. This is the complete first season. I had to do individuals like this for season 2 because they didn't make a complete season 2. But the thing with complete season 1 is it didn't have any of the bonus features. And when you buy the individual disc, you get all the bonus features. Picking up individuals for season 1 is something I've been kind of toying with because I do want the bonus features. But it's a lot of physical space just to get all of those, although I think they might have doubles. But yeah, no, it's like, do I really want to collect all of those? I don't know. But this one was $2 on clearance, and I thought, okay, I should probably pick that up. So overall, a pretty fun little haul, you know? At the end, we had the TV, we had some double features, print-on-demand stuff, Godzilla, I got some more for Ghost House, Conjuring, Night of the Demons. Pretty cool stuff. Glad I picked it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my monthly movie hauls playlist, and I've done this for well over a year. If you want to see me talk about more stuff like this, go ahead and click down there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.